もベジータでもない。俺は貴様を倒すものだ。
Welcome to this week's episode of Reminisce and Review, where I walk you down the lane of my memories of my stuff and see if they stood the test of time. I'm your host, EK, and today we're looking at the Unicorn Gundams.
Hold on, Hotshot.
Huh? What's up?
Change of plans. You will be reviewing the SH Figurarts Guts.
You sure?
Yes.
Never mind, folks. Today we're looking at Guts from the hit franchise Berserk. I know. This isn't a Gundam or a Gunpla review, but I want to make it clear that this channel and whatever I post on my Instagram, follow me by the way, isn't just mecha, but rather stuff I've really liked and got over the years. Today's case is clear of that. Alright, welcome to the Reminisce portion of this video. And I just want to premise that this is going to be one part of a series that hold extra special meaning just because of who this figure was given to me. As I mentioned before, John Space Marine gave me this figure, as I mentioned in the Freedom video. And although he hates RG kits, he absolutely loves anime figures for the most part compared to Gundam. And he gave me this figure 2 years after my venture to Kansas. And I love this guy so much. In my head, he's a 9 out of 10. And it's because all the media I've watched about him, and because he was given to me by my best friend, I don't know. I don't care what flaws this figure has. He's 100% my favorite. If I have to give off a list of what else is going to be in this series, just so you can keep a mental note for whatever reason. The 02 statue, 2B, SH Figurarts 2B, MG Barbados, and HG Ariel are the figures that he got me. And I guess in a way he kind of helped me get the Okita Soji Alter Figma figure when we were at convention once. Enough about glazing my friend and how awesome he is. Time to talk about the figure. I first heard about Berserk around, I don't know, maybe 2015, 2016. Probably because this one time I saw an entire playlist on YouTube where it just had the 1997 or 1990 anime of Berserk. And the first episode absolutely captivated, and then I watched the rest of it. I was like, oh, that was kind of cool. Kind of confused about the first episode, but that was really cool. And I forgot about it up until 2016, 2018, where I found out that there was another adaptation of Berserk, and it's okay. I mean, the story is there. A good majority of people know that Berserk is a good manga, so the story will be good. It's how they butchered the adaptation. First of all, there was only ever a handful of scenes through each episode where it was hand-drawn, and most of the time it was just really stiff 3D or CG animation. It's not bad. I watched it with glee, especially because the OP and ED were actually so good, and I had to keep watching because of those. But I felt indifferent afterwards, after the anime adaptation ended, simply because it was an okay experience. Personally, there could have been a lot of improvement, but I don't know what was going through their heads, and this was before the creator of Berserk died. Peace to that homie. He definitely, I wouldn't say changed my life, but he definitely helped me understand which types of animes and manga I do enjoy the most. And he's definitely in that category. If I have to remove anything else from my head, something to dig out, I'd probably say it would be the Berserker armor and the sword I love the most. And I did play the PS2 version of the game. That game is hard. People say Dark Souls was hard. They never played Berserk. Millennium of the Falcon. Or I don't remember what it was. I know it had Falcon and Millennium in it. but I played the English translation patch on it on my PS2 through USB. Actually not bad, just very tedious if you are intending to play pirated copies on a PS2. I also did play the PS4 version, and I'm gonna sound a little bit of a fraud here, but I've actually never read the entirety of the manga. My knowledge of it only goes as far as the PS4 Berserk game went, which is more than the anime, but it's a game on Berserk. An incredibly decent game. It's one of those Dynasty Warrior types of games. So, fun all around, just very repetitive and tedious. But yeah, I love Guts Berserk. I love Dragon Slayer. I also love that meaty, very irony Dragon Slayer makes in the anime. I don't know why they went with that, but I thought it was pretty entertaining.
Alright, so before we start actually touching the figure, I want to start with the accessories. First one up is the cannon arm. I personally love this one. It's probably the coolest one, especially if you put it in the pose with the arm cannon with the sword. Next one up, we have the crossbow arm. Not as cool as a cannon, but it has a hinge joint there and a hinge joint at the base of the forearm. Not my favorite, but you do have the option to attach an arm with it. So then you have a piece of the crossbow. It's that handle part. Next up, we have the green behelit. I don't know what it does. Alright, now I'm going to go into Dragon Slayer. And I just want to put in this little description that Kentaro mentioned about it.
That thing was too big to be called a sword. Too big, too thick, too heavy, and too rough. It was more like a large hunk of iron.
This is I love this thing. Obviously you got that little from earlier this episode. But you might be wondering, how do I attach it onto Guts' hand? Easy. First you get, obviously, the grab hand, but on the pommel, you just simply take it out, and you just insert the hand in the pole. Mind you, the connection / grip is stronger towards the blade instead of on the end of it, and you can position the little hangy bits on whatever side you want. Alright, now I'm going to show you how to change the faces on the Guts figure. As you have seen from the other poses I've done, you might be wondering, how do I do that? Very simple. First, you remove the collar, peel off his beautiful face, and then you put back another one that you want to choose. I chose a neutral face because I like the neutral face. And one thing to notice that when you get this figure, the cape is not attached, but you just put it where that clip is, and it's a little annoying at first, but you'll get in it. But you'll get there.
Okay, now we're actually to the articulation portion of the video. He's only leaning up against the wall just because he just can't stand on himself. But we'll get to that soon. So the articulation we have, don't kick the camera, me. The articulation we're seeing here is just ball joint on the head. Well, that is probably the biggest issue you'll have when it comes to posing the head. It's just, got a good range, got a good decent up, good down, look left and right. Too bad he's gonna have pretty much the essentially of a medical cone stuck to him. He can't do much other than just maybe kind of like look, give you that side eye. But moving towards down the body, the cape is covered in bendy wire. You probably could see the outline of it as you touch and feel the cape. But we got dumbbell joint on both arms. We move up and down, move forward, move back, can do a 360 if it wasn't for the cape. Get a bicep swivel, we get a good elbow bend. Wrist can move up up and down. You put it to the side, you get that side-to-side movement, and yep, it just maims himself. But you're gonna get that when if you were to get this kit back on the initial wave. On the prosthetic side, about the same movement, but you do get an added forearm mobility, and personally a better wrist movement, because it's not as blocked as the other side. I'm gonna touch his left leg first because it's a lot more better and I'm able to contrast it a lot more when it comes to the right. But those that know, you know. But we get a decent kick forward, get a nice knee bend. Another thing too with my copy, this side is flat and flush, which is nice. Can't say for the other one. That jit is just sticking out like a stick in the mud. And obviously the method I could probably employ to fix this is just get a heat gun and just blast that thing down, but I couldn't be bothered and I don't want to make this more loose than it already is. But beside that, leg can move that back. The leg can move back that far, but blocked by the butt flap. And you get a really nice pivot to the side, and just as good on the other, even though that's a natural. Get a nice downward foot, and a nice upward. And then you get an extreme pivot. Man's toes are very flexible. And now we're on to the other leg. It's very loose. On my copy, it's loose. I'm just not sure if it's because of joint tolerance, maybe packaging, or just weird QC issues when Bandai was shipping out with their SH Figurarts line. But that's really frustrating. You can see just how much wiggle room there is versus on the other one where there's barely any at all, if there is. But yeah, can't hold much poses if they're at a slight angle within that dead zone. But he can maintain it if he does a high kick. And that's really about it on my copy. This was a gift to me by a friend, which I mentioned before, but so I don't know how much he costs. And that's another thing too, the ab is very loose for me as well, but surprisingly it's just swiveling takes like no effort at all, but it's fine. And that's really about it. Obviously the cape can just do whatever I want. You can fold it like a taco, but obviously that will not look as good. Then that's pretty much it. I mean, you obviously got the satchels here. Oh, it's on a ball joint? The more you know. And that's really about it. The dagger, out of the box, this is detached and you have to pick it through the peg. And it kind of just stays there in place, no problems at all, which is nice. And that's really about it.
Welcome to the final phase of this episode. I mentioned earlier about some number scale to quantify the value of the figure. If I had to actually give a number from a subjective fun scale, I'd say it's a solid 6 out of 10. The quality control issues that Guts has is a real bummer, since other official options that aren't third party is leagues more expensive. I love the painting and sculpting of this figure. It's awesome. It does look like Guts from the PS4 or PS2 title came to life to me. But given how I display the figure, it's just a solid statue that just happens to have articulation. And that's really all I can do with it. No action poses, no extra funny bits like how I usually do on my Instagram posts, which I should get back to doing, but that's whatever. I hope you I hope you enjoyed this video. And next time we'll be looking at the MG version Kotoki New Gundam. Look forward to that video. And as if the mid-video plug wasn't cringe enough, I ask you again, please sub to the YouTube channel. It means a lot. But more importantly, if you want to know what I'm doing in my life, check out my Instagram page. I always post whatever I'm doing. Just lately, I just built the Master Grade version Kotoki Full Armor Unicorn Gundam. You should check out the pictures. Especially check out my big collection of UC96 model kits. And I'm open to doing quick chats on Instagram since I don't do much throughout my days. And that's it. I'll see you next time.